So we are going to create our animated movie poster. It's going to use all the skills that we've learned so far. So I've zoomed in a little here so I can see the text. And you can see that there are 3 images which are provided for you. And these are PNG files, which means well, it's a file format, but they're really good because the background is transparent in all of them. And when you do the advanced parts, you should try and look for PNG files. So I need to edit this because there's a little mistake here. So if I show you my desktop, I'll try anyway, you will see that I have already downloaded those files, and you can do that simply by dragging them and dropping them onto your desktop. I also have Flash open already, and I've clicked Create New ActionScript 3.0, so I'm ready to begin. So you can see instructions tell us to make sure we copy the images folder. I've just put the 3 of them on there, which will make it easier. I've created a new ActionScript 3.0, and indeed it's created a blank project for us. Now, first job is we're going to get the stage set up so it's the correct size. So you can see we've got to right click on the background and choose from the menu it appears, choose document settings and change the background colour to black. And this would also allow us to change the dimensions or the background colour if we needed to. So let's go ahead and do that. So right click, choose document, and we can see it's slightly different from the other view because this is a new version. If we go to stage colour, click on black and hit OK, you can see some of those changes reflecting over here in the properties too. Obviously some of my menus look slightly different from yours too, but don't worry about it, all the things are still the same. Next, once we click OK, the menu closes and the background changes to black. Perfectly. Next job, rename the layer that we've got, which is going to be our background, and double click the name in order to do that. So layer 1 it's called right now. So we want to double click and call it background, just to help us keep things organised. Next, we want another new layer. Remember the icon's in the very bottom left, and it's to be called City. So the icon's just off my screen. So the icon's down the bottom. So we click on that, double click and rename it to City. Next job. You can see that indeed our timeline does have the 2 layers. Next we've got to import our images, or one of the images certainly. So we're going to choose File, Import, then Import to Stage, and we need to browse to the desktop, and then we've got to use the free transform tool to adjust it to the correct size for us. So File, Import, Import to Stage. So File options are at the very top, Import menu, and Import to Stage. Stage and Library can be used to do the same thing. So Stage is just going to put it straight onto this layer where we're working. Import to Library allows you to use it. Same idea, except this one's going to go directly to the stage. So mine is on desktop, and it's the New York skyline. If you click open, you can see that it's a very, very large image. So you've got to use the free transform tool, which is on the right, and immediately you'll see the resizing tools, and we can reduce it down until we get it about the same size as the stage. So it doesn't have to be perfect. You can see some of the guides are pretty good for that. So happy with how that looks. See the next task. So I've used the free transform tool to reduce the size. Next, click in the image and choose convert to symbol. Hopefully you remember why we're doing that, and it's so we can use the motion tween. So right click and look for convert to symbol, and it's down here. And it's asked us to give it as a name, so I will call it city symbol, just so there's no confusion between the layer and the actual image itself. Next, we've got to use the free transform tool, or indeed just the move tool, to get the image so it's sitting just below the main screen. So we want it out of shot because we're going to move it. We're going to move it up. So if we look back here, I've still got the free transform tool selected, so we can move it down until you get to a place where you're happy with it. So if you look there, you can see that it's off the screen. Okay, next, we want to right click the image and choose create motion tween. So right click the image and create motion tween. Right click, create motion tween. Now we can see that it automatically puts in layers for us, layers, frames. And hopefully you remember from last time that if you drag it up, being careful to keep it nice and straight, then we can see the motion lines appearing there. If we test the animation by hitting Command and Enter, you can see that it's very quick at moving in, and we can do things like making it longer to slow it down. In fact, I think we'll do that and make it last nearly 2 seconds. So if we're on frame 48, make the same idea, and it moves in a little slower like that. So we'll call that part 1. So make sure that before you move on, you've completed this part. So basically we've started a new file, changed the background colour, we've created some new layers, renamed them, we've imported an image, converted to symbol, and then we've used motion tween on it and extended our timeline just by dragging the last keyframe out. So if you copy that work, you'll be ready to move on to the next part.